What's going on, everyone? Model Deere Farmer back with you here today on the channel, taking a look at the 2026 John Deere Replicas and Toys catalog from Ertl and Tommy. Now, right away here on the front cover, we do have the new 1/32 scale John Deere S Series Prestige Combine, and I have my thoughts about this one. The grain tank, the covers are not green anymore. They are black. I don't like them being black, but come on, let's figure it out here. Make it realistic. They're supposed to be black, but we'll get to that a little bit further and when we finally get to it. But first thing, starting out here with some new 2026 items in the 1/16 scale for the special units. We have the 4020 LP High Crop 2026 2-cylinder club tractor. It's going to be available in April 2026. This is the prototype that is shown, so some things could change, but it is constructed with the die-cast frame, body, LP gas engine, front axle, rear high crop axle housings, and drop hubs, as well as configured with die-cast ROPS canopy and rear clamshell fenders. Detailed operator station features levers, grab bars, and foot pedals. Front axle oscillates, front wheels are steerable and posable. The rear 3-point hitch raises and lowers and is produced in conjunction with the 2-cylinder club. This is a one-time production and only available while supplies last. So if you want this one, you're definitely going to have to pick it up right away. So really cool looking model here. Now we move into a 1/32 scale special unit, which is not something that we have really seen before. I don't know why it is so blurry. That might be something on their end. So but this is the 1/32 scale 4020 tractor with cab and duals, and is the 2026 Gathering of the Green Classic Green tractor. They've done 1/16 scales in the past, but looks like they're doing a 1/32 scale this year. This one will be available in January 2026, and this one's the prototype shown as well. Features steerable front axle and detailed graphics. Cab with cab glass reveals a detailed interior. It is being produced in conjunction with the Gathering of the Green show, and is a one-time production while supplies last. So 2 4020s here in very different looking versions here for our special units. You kind of got a view of the back of the tractor and how it's going to look all throughout there. Again, these pictures of this model are a little blurry, and my computer's freaking out with zooming already, so that's amazing. But definitely some cool tractors here, some new tooling, which I'll be honest, when I first looked at this, there's not very much new tooling this year on stuff. We'll get into that a little bit further as we go, though. In our Precision 1/16 scale Precision Heritage lineup, we are continuing with the 3010 with the RW disc that we've seen in past years, so nothing really new there. But some new items here in the 1/16 scale Prestige collection. We're going to get the 1/16 scale 620 restoration set. This is going to be available in May 2026. Prototype is shown. Features a 620 tractor with a steerable, narrow front axle and restoration parts, featuring a fuel pump, air compressor, jack stand, rolling creeper, and tool case. It is a one-time production while supplies last. So pretty cool. They've done some things like this in the past, but they're doing another one here. So with a John Deere Model 620. So looking pretty cool there. Now moving on to something a little bit bigger in size here is going to be the 1/16 scale 9RX 770 tractor. Now this is going to be available in May 2026 as well, and features a die-cast front and rear body and die-cast track frames, soft field tracks, mirrors, handrails, articulation, and oscillation features. Clear cab windows reveal a fully detailed interior. So this thing is going to be massive. It is a 9RX in high horsepower 9RX in 1/16 scale. Massive tractor here. Kind of disappointed that they went with only the 770 model. I feel like if you're building that big of a tractor in the 1/16 scale, you gotta go with the 830. But they did not go with that. So you're going to be stuck with a 770, it looks like. Now moving into some models that we're bringing back in the 1/16 scale, you'll continue to have the 8R 310 tractor, the 8RX 410, the 9R 540 with the muddy chase unit. I love it when they do the muddy chase units, so really cool to see some of those. I'll probably never ever see one, but they do look pretty cool. I have a 1/64 scale muddy chase unit from the 2014 farm show, so they're pretty cool in my opinion. We are also bringing back the 9RX 540 with the dirty chase unit, so you get the both of them in the 540 model, so nothing new there. Some more 1/16 scale prestige. We're bringing back the 730 tractor with the heat houser. I believe this came out last year, could be wrong. We have, I think these were some mid-season ads, so they're not in last year's catalog, but they will be in this one, but not count as new because they were in the holiday pre-book, I think, or fall releases, one of those two. So we're going to have the 4320 tractor with the industrial chase unit, as well as the 4430 with rear duals, and the 4440 with the open station cab. Now moving into actually continuing with our 1/16 scale prestige, the John Deere 4450 and then the 8300 is continuing on. Now moving into 1/32 scale prestige. Now I was a little confused when I saw this because I swear that I have already seen these things at dealers in 1/32 scale prestige. So I'm a little bit confused with this, but the WA14 tractor that's going to be available in March features die-cast front and rear bodies, hydraulic hoses, engine detail and hood, clear cab windows reveal a detailed interior, and soft plastic tires. So a little bit confused with that because we already had it, but that's going to be our only new item in 1/32 scale prestige. We're going to be bringing back the 1/32 scale 9RX 770, so you're pretty much going to get the same thing in 1/32 scale and 1/16 scale throughout there. Now, more continuing models in the 1/32 scale prestige lineup, you're going to have the 9R and 9RX 640 models. Both of those are out there. The 8R is going to be the 8R 370. 8RX is going to be the 340 model. And then your 7R is going to be the 330 model. And then we're still going to carry the 9510 RT tractor in there as well. So some models that we've had out for quite some time that are staying around. Now some more are getting into our older tractors here. The 4960 will be staying around, 4250 and the 4430 will be staying around as well. And then here is where we get to this one. Now I know that this one was a mid-season ad, so we will talk about it because it's on the front cover too. This is the S7 900 tracked combine, which I believe is out as of right now because I feel like I've seen a few pictures of them. Features include rolling rubber tracks, unloading auger that folds out, railing detail, pivoting front ladder and cab mirror detail, feeder housing raises and lowers, the rear ladder slides down from the opening right side body panel, and clear windows reveal a detailed interior. Posable rear tires with tie rod steering includes folding CF12 corn head with a rotating auger and flexing HDF 45 grain head with rotating reel and auger. Now, this is where I get into my my things that I don't like about this combine. First off, when we look at the corn head, this is a prestige model corn head, and we have the little wheel down here that as you drive the combine, it spins the auger. Now, on a prestige model, why are we putting that there? Like, honestly, prestige, we're going for realism. We don't need that to spin when we push the combine because no one's going to be driving this combine around on the carpet. On replica ones, I can see that, but on a prestige collection, why are we doing that? it just looks terrible on there. Now my second thing on this one is the grain tank, like we already talked about earlier. On the Farm Show 1/64 scale version, we figured out how to do it mostly right. They didn't do it completely right, but they figured out how to do it mostly right. These outer panels on all four sides on the new S Series, they are all black, on the outside at least. They're black. Why we went with green, Deere doesn't do them green. It makes this combine look really weird because I know what they're supposed to look like. They're supposed to have the black on here. Why Ertl did not catch that, I don't know. They put the older, this is what the older S7s and the S600s had on them, but not the new S7. So I don't know about that. I don't know why. But at least the back door opens. I mean, I guess that's a positive. So, nothing else really to say on that. There's my rant on the 1/32 scale S Series combine. Now that takes us into 1/64 scale Prestige, where, to be honest, it's kind of a letdown. On new models this year, it's kind of a letdown. If I'm being completely honest, there's not much that's like really exciting for new models like we have had in the past. So this one, I don't even understand how it's prestige, because I don't know. I don't really see how there's much prestige about these tractors, but it is the 1/32 scale Waterloo 20th Series 70th anniversary pack, available in March 2026. Prototype is shown. Two-piece set consists of a 720 with narrow front axle and a 820 tractor with wide front axle, decorated with 70th anniversary pad print on the bottom of the tractors to commemorate the anniversary of the 20 series. One-time production while supplies last. So again, I don't really see how it's a prestige one, and that is our only new item in prestige for 1/64 scale this year. Very, very disappointing. Now, we do have a few mid-year ads from last year that we will talk about. This 8450 tractor was a mid-year ad in the Prestige selection, which is the same tooling as the 8650 from the 2016 National Farm Toy Show model, which I actually picked up just here a few months ago because my John Deere dealers had them for like 9 years now. So I finally picked one up. But it features a die-cast front and rear body, rear fenders, clear cab windows, reveal a detailed interior, and die-cast outer dual wheels. Now, it does look pretty good, I'll be honest. It looks a little bit like a monster truck because I feel like the tires are a little oversized for the actual tractor. But it does look, it's a really good quality model for the time the casting was made. So I'll give it that. We will be continuing to have the 8760 here with the Dirty Chase unit. The 8400, which honestly has sold so good, I think, because you can't barely find these at any dealers that I've been to. The real ones, I don't know why they don't update this, but the real ones don't have a green hub there. The real production toys, they have the yellow there. So I don't know. We are continuing with the 7R330, which I had thought went away for a little bit, but maybe it didn't. It's still here. Don't worry about it. Moving on, continuing with the 1/64 scale Prestige, we're bringing back the 9RX 830, 9R640, 9RX 640, as well as the 8R series tractor set, which includes the 8R340, 8RX 340, and 8RT 340. And we're also continuing on with the 8RT 370 and 8RX 370. So pretty much like any 8 series you want, you can get, except we don't have any. We can't get an 8R Prestige by itself anymore. You have to get in this pack, unless you can find old ones. But whole bunch of tractors there. Nothing new to see at that point. Now we move into, well, the cotton stripper. Now, this, again, I believe was a mid-year ad, so we'll go ahead and talk about it, because it is pretty decently cool. It is the CS770 cotton stripper. Features a grease tank on the right-hand side of the body, which you obviously can't see, or right-hand side of the front body, shielding over the top of the baler belt. Finger grate design on the top of the front chute shield. Opening rear bale chamber allows cotton bale into hinged bale carrier. Oscillating rear axle. Foldable SH12F. stripper, header, raises, and lowers for transport. Includes one cotton bale with yellow wrap. So honestly, it's a pretty cool machine. I have like the really old like 7760, just normal cotton picker, I think. We don't farm cotton where I'm from, but honestly, these prestige ones, they kind of look cool. Maybe I'll get a cotton stripper at some point. So pretty decently cool there. Now, moving on to another mid-year ad is the S7 800 combine with duals. Now, this is close to the farm show version, but the farm show version was the S7 900 with tracks. This one's 800 with wheels. This is a little closer to what the tank is supposed to look like. Now, on the inside, I believe it's still supposed to be green. It's just black on the outside, but at least it's black and it sort of like actually looks right from the outside. But this will include the HDF 40 grain head and CF12 folding corn head. Now, I will pause there and say the one for my S7 900 does not fold very easy. It does not fold without stressing the plastic, so I don't love that. So mine's staying unfolded because you have to stress the plastic to get it to fold. Don't know why we couldn't figure out how to make a folding corn head after the amount of folding corn heads we've done in the past. Don't know. But the 40-foot grain head is a cool new tooling with that, so love to see that. Features dual front tires, steerable rear wheels, movable and extending unloading auger, railing detail, pivoting front ladder, and cab mirror detail, feeder housing, raises, and lowers. The rear ladder slides down from the opening right side of the body panel. This body panel over here opens, and clear windows reveal a detailed interior. So a pretty decently looking combine. I just really wish that we would have used metal rims, because these plastic ones that we use on the S series and the X series look terrible. But the ones down on this combine look great because they're metal. But moving on, this is the S680 combine, which we're bringing back, that we've had. I believe it came out last year again. Well, it originally came out a long time ago, but it came out now again. We'll move on to the next page, which is another cotton picker. Well, I guess the last one was a cotton stripper. This one's a cotton picker. This was another mid-year ad, so we'll go ahead and talk about that. CP770 cotton picker. It's constructed with die-cast lower body and rear axle. Clear cab windows reveal a detailed interior. Includes mirror, light, and railing details. Rear axle oscillates. Bale chamber opens, and bale carrier pivots. Includes one cotton bale with yellow wrap. So this is the cotton picker. So obviously a lot narrower head than the stripper. And a little bit different build to it compared to this one here. But still a very cool looking machine. If I was going to get one, I'd probably get the stripper just because I already have like the older version of this. But love that Ertl is moving around and doing some prestige items in other areas than just normal corn and soybean operations. But then that takes us into our X9s, which, you know, we keep getting like, they just go back and forth from producing the 1100s to the 1000s each year, I feel like. So this year we got the 1100s in both the tracked and wheeled version. See, this is the correct grain tank. This has the correct grain tank. I don't know why we couldn't figure out how to just put this grain tank on like all the other S series that we're building now, because this is the correct grain tank, how it's supposed to look on these newer combines. But that's beside the point, I guess. Now, moving in here, we're still in Prestige Collection. We're bringing back the CH950 sugarcane harvester, as well as the 612R sprayer and the Hagee STS12 sprayer. So you can see them all down there in the boxes. So similar, the same items as we've seen before. Now we're moving in to the 1/16 scale replica lineup, where we have a new item here, XUV 845R Gator. It's going to be available May 2026 and is the prototype that is shown. And features include die-cast front hood, dump box and tailgate, dump box raises and lowers and tailgate opens, soft free-rolling front and rear tires with steerable front wheels with clear front and rear windshield. Wow, that was a lot. But the only thing that I'm going to say about this, next page. Well, hold on here. Where was it? There we go. There's an 835R right there. Pretty darn near the same thing. 835R, 845R. So why we needed to regurgitate into making another Gator? That is the story of the John Deere catalog for 2026, is how many things can we regurgitate into a new product that we have made before. Sorry, but it's pretty much the same thing. Maybe a little different color interior and one size bigger, but I don't see much of a point, in my opinion. But another new item here is the 1/16 scale grain auger. It's going to be available in April 2026. The prototype is shown. Adjustable height and functioning auger inside a clear tube to show the material transferring up the auger in John Deere green and yellow colors. A little bit interesting. Not my, not what I would care for, but you know, some kids out there might. I have the gray and black version from when I was way younger. So I mean, it is regurgitated, but it's a little bit different. They haven't made that in a really long time, and it's just an auger, which maybe someone needs an auger now. But moving on, that is all that we have for new, but we will be bringing back the 7260R tractor, 561R round baler, 637 folding disc, and then we move into, again, this 835R Gator that looks darn near the same minus the interior color, X384 lawn tractor, late style G tractor, 60 tractor with FFA logo, 330 utility tractor, 520 tractor with FFA logo, 730 tractor with barge wagon. So lots of old iron in there, including more the 3010 tractor, 2520 diesel tractor, Celebration 3020 tractor, 5020 row crop tractor, and the 4020 happy birthday tractor. Continuing on, more old tractors. This one's the Field of Dreams one. They're continuing with that, 2640 Field of Dreams tractor with the baseball. And then continuing on with the 5125R, which we've had for some time now. That takes us into 1/32 scale replica, where we have some items here. I'll just say, 8R, obviously regurgitated. We've had those before. Nothing new tooling there. And then we have the grain cart, which is also bringing back tooling from like 2012 when they made these the last time. But anyways, this is the 1/32 scale 8R 340 tractor with grain cart, and it will be available in March 2026. Tractor features die-cast body, clear cab windows, reveal a detailed interior, oscillating die-cast front axle, and front and rear duals. Auger on the grain cart swings to unload. So, like I said, the 8R is an 8R we've seen before. Nothing different there. Grain cart is a grain cart that we saw back in like 2012. Nothing different there. Same decals too. They didn't even change the decals. So nothing really to change there. Moving on. Something that kind of is interesting and piques my interest a little bit. New 6M240 tractor. First of all, I didn't even know we were making 6Ms with 240 horsepower. That just seems crazy. I mean, we're getting to really high horsepower 6Ms. I didn't realize that. But this is going to be available in May 2026 and features die-cast body, clear cab windows that reveal a fully detailed interior, oscillating and steerable front axle, free-rolling soft feel tires, and a replica play hitch allows most 1/32 scale implements to attach. Now, the only thing that I'm a little hesitant on this one is that this is like a prestige quality tractor, so I don't really know if it's going to look like this. It does have the European weight on the front, big European tires, but it does have mirrors and beacons, so I'm feeling like this is not going to be what it looks like since we're in the replica section. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But moving over here, we have the 8630 tractor with singles. Now, I don't know why Ertl loves to keep doing all these big articulated tractors with singles. They look really weird. Why can't we put duals on them? But that's my opinion. May 2026 is when it's going to be coming out. Features die-cast body, articulation between the front and rear body halves, clear windows, reveal a detailed interior, replica play style hitch that attaches to most 1/64 scale implements. Or 1/32. Jeez, oh my gosh. 1/32 scale implements. So, 8630 singles. A little bit, I don't know why we're doing singles, but I guess it is what it is. Hey, look, there's that 8R that I was talking about, just a different number. And here's another regurgitated item. that is new again, that was out like 7 years ago or something. 2633 VT vertical tillage implement, going to be available in March 2026. Features folding wings, frames, disc gangs, and finishing baskets, hitch compatible with 1/32 scale implements. Now, I am happy that they brought this back because it's like one of the best looking 1/32 scale implements that they've made. So, I mean, it is what it is. It looks pretty good. So, pretty cool there, even if it is a regurgitated item. But moving on to what we're bringing back, 8R370 tractor, 9R540, 7R310, which I didn't even realize that we had this, but it's got really skinny, interesting tires. 561R round baler in there, and moving on to a 6R165 that we're bringing back, 8330T, 7820. Now here's more where we get the big articulateds with singles on them. We're bringing back the 9430 with singles and the 8760 with singles. I don't know why we're doing all this. Put some duals on, in my opinion, but whatever. Continuing on, we got the 6410 tractor with barge, wagon, and disc. Continuing on, as well as the 4240 tractor, 4020 tractor with cab. And then moving on to the 1/32 scale S7800 combine. I'm okay with this wheel being on the corn head here. But why? Why on the replica play version did we do the all black grain tank? The Prestige one we did all green. This is how it's supposed to be. On the Prestige one, why did we just ignore the grain tank? I'm so confused. The lesser quality one has the correct grain tank on it. I'm so confused. Now, this was a mid-year ad, so we'll talk about it. It includes the HDF 45 grain head and new CF12 folding corn head. Features include dual front tires, pivoting unloading auger, pivoting front ladder, and clear cab windows detail, feeder housing raises and lowers, rear opening, right side body panel, posable rear tires with tie rod steering, plastic corn head with rotating auger, and plastic grain head with rotating reel and auger. So, I don't understand. I think it's cool that we get a 1/32 scale replica play combine, because you don't get too many of those, but I don't understand why we put the correct grain tank on this one and not the Prestige one. Moving on to the amazing class of 2026 1/64 scale replica farm equipment that we get this year. Again, keyword regurgitation. 8R310 tractor with FFA logo. We went with a new tractor for the FFA one for like the first time in like almost ever. But it's just a standard 8R. It's no different than the 8Rs that we've gotten like 20 of in the past. But it's going to be available in April 2026, and features include a die-cast body, clear cab windows that reveal a detailed interior, oscillating die-cast front axle configured with front and rear duals. Hitch allows most 1/64 scale implements to attach, decorated with the FFA emblem on the cab roof. But again, regurgitation is the key word here. Now moving on, more stuff that we're just rebuilding and putting into sets that it's like, why? 9RX 540 tractor. You can get this tractor pretty much by itself. I mean, why? Why are we making a set? I hate some of these sets that Ertl does. And 2730 Ripper. It's the same 2730 Ripper that you have made for years and sold by itself, but now you're selling it with a tractor. It's going to be available in May 2026. Set includes tractor and tillage equipment. The tractor has die-cast bodies and fenders, clear cab windows, revealed detailed interior. The combination Ripper features folding wings, frames, disc gangs, Ripper shank assembly. So literally the same exact stuff we've seen. There's nothing new. There's nothing new. Now moving down to this, the P680 Air Seeder and C850T cart. Now, if you remember, we had one of these before. Now, it was a little different. We had the 1870 air hoe drill before. So we get the new P680, which is all newly tooled and looking great. It's got the bigger wheels back here, and the new logo and everything. You see, it's updated. It's updated. Now the C850T, there's not much new there, but you kind of got to sell them together, and the drill kind of needed updated because they didn't make the 1870 anymore, and why not have the new stuff? And I'm all for that. We did throw new flasher arms on the back though, and it's the C850T where the old one was just the C850, but everything else is the same. The P680 seeder and C850 cart are constructed with die-cast frames. The seeder features folding wings, while the cart features a movable front ladder and loading conveyor that hinges and pivots. So I'm not gonna say that we're just regurgitating stuff here. The whole drill up here is all brand new. Pretty cool new casting on that model. Now, am I probably going to buy it? Probably not, because I have the old one, and this thing's massive, and is there really a point for me to get the new one? No, but it's there for if you want it. And that is going to be it for new 1/64 scale replica stuff. So, like, barely anything, in my opinion. We're bringing back the 9RX 710 tractor, 9R 540, 9RX 590. Guess what? That's pretty much the tractor, just with 50 horsepower less. This one's 50 horsepower less. You can get it by itself. So I don't know why. 8R 410, 8RX 340 happy birthday tractor, the 7730 tractor with FFA logo, 7260R tractor with loader. And then we move into the 730, which I think that one was a mid-season ad. 4020 tractor with FFA logo, 8300 tractor with FFA logo, 6030, 4230, and the 8430. I believe the 4230 and 8430 were mid-season ads. We got a John Deere parts semi, 612R sprayer with semi and trailer. It's got the wider tires on that one if you're more interested in that. We got the vintage 7720 common harvesting set there that's coming back. 8320R with J&M grain cart that's continuing on. 7215R with 1590 no-till drill. And the 8320R with 637 disc. These three will probably never disappear. These three are like your general farm store sets that they get so many of, and so they probably won't ever disappear, and they'll probably just keep making them for the end of time, to be honest. Now this is another set. I don't like when they do these sets. I already have multiple 7Rs, but I would just want the mower. I don't want the 7R, but 7R 270 tractor with C500 mower is coming back. 561R round baler is coming back. W260R, W235R windrower hay set. It's got all of that. Your X9 1100 combine harvesting set's gonna be staying around. Moving on here, your 9RX 590 scraper special tractor with scrapers, pickup and trailer with round bales, Hagee STS 12 sprayer with semi, 612R sprayer, Freightliner semi with X9 combine graphics trailer. This is another set that I don't like. 8RX 410 tractor with 1775 NT planter. I wish that they would just make the planter separate. I just want the planter. I don't want another 8RX because I already got 10 of those. But that's my own opinion. 9610 combines coming back to stay, and then the S780 combine with semi and lowboy trailers continuing to stay around. 6210R tractor with 338 baler and bale wagon is staying around. 8600 self-propelled forage harvester staying around. I was thinking that maybe we would get an updated one with the new forage harvesters coming out, but no, we're still stuck with the same one that we've had for about 10 years now. And the 1/64 scale semi with grain trailer as well. Moving on to your construction prestige collection, we do have a new item here. It's just showing you a real life photo, so nothing really new to see there yet, but it will be the 150 scale 460 P tier ADT dump truck. It's going to be available May 2026. Features include rolling tires, detailed interior, articulating chassis, operating dump bed, opening tailgate, opening hood, and cooling package panels. We will be continuing the construction service truck, as well as the 1050K dozer with the chase unit, charcoal chrome, a 772 P-tier motor grader, 544 P-tier wheel loader, 944 X-tier wheel loader, 843 LL wheel, feller buncher, 320P tier backhoe loader, and then into our excavators with the 870P tier excavator, 345P tier excavator, and 145P tier excavator, and then into your replica lineups with the 150th scale 330P tier skid steer loader and the 164 scale 320G skid steer. And that takes you into the big farm, which we're not really going to fully cover this. Nothing new in big farm this year. 6210R with planter staying around. Big 7430 with grain cart staying around. 7330, 6210R. I don't think any of these items will ever disappear. Because the 7330 tractor and the 6R are the only two things that Big Farm lives off of, to be honest. Because we got the 6R with the manure spreader here, it's 7330 with the baler, the 6930, which is pretty much the same thing, with the dump wagon, S690 combine, no update there. Big Farm was quite a booming series back kind of in the 2012 time frame for a few years, where we got a lot of new stuff in Big Farm, and there was always new stuff showing up, top of the line. It's kind of got frozen in time from that 2012 time frame with the 6R, 6210R, and S690 combine. 7330 by itself, 6210 remote control, R4023 sprayer sticking around, anhydrous ammonia applicator bar stand, and then you got your construction set stand and excavator, skid steer as well, Chevy pickup with gooseneck for bales, and your log truck, and then some of your cement mixer dump truck, cattle hauler, semi. They also did make a straight truck at one point. But now into everyday play, you can kind of just take a look at this. That thing's been around forever. You got some more tractor and baler stuff. Kind of just some random stuff throughout there. A sprayer, hay set, got a plow, as well as S780 harvesting set. So you kind of got that in there. 9R with grain cart, straight truck and auger, some more livestock, hauling, semi, logging. None of this really has to do with John Deere at all, but it's in here, so you get some of that random stuff. Now we do have the Ertl mini assortment that I kind of just wanted to cover this. Now I don't know, I thought they were kind of cool. Got little mini things. It's kind of like the Ertl iron thing that they did there for a while, but these are little Ertl minis, and so you got some of these through here: an older Soundguard tractor, sprayer, 9R gator, skid steer, combine, and a muddy Soundguard. New ones this year though: assortment 2's got a dump truck with a muddy dump truck, a feller buncher. That's not a feller buncher, that's a skidder. 9RX lawnmower, loader tractor, and older combine. So that's pretty cool in there. Thought the Ertl minis were a little bit something neat. Over here, oh, look at that, in the collect and play, the John Deere combine is back. February 2026. This was my farm's first combine on my 164 scale farm. It's not even 2 164 scale, but it's back. The 70 series STS is back. So yeah, random crazy freak out there, but yeah, it's back. The last thing I was going to cover here, just because, is the pedal tractors. We're going to be continuing with the 4440 pedal tractor and 8R340 pedal tractor with rear duals as well. And we also got this flyer that came out today, a new build-to-order one-time production 730 pedal tractor limited series. So it looks pretty cool, but it's going to be shipping October 2026. You have to order between December 1st and February 22nd, 2026. So if you want one, better order it by then. But this is a limited one-time production pedal tractor featuring die-cast metal seat, narrow front axle, steering wheel, as well as front and rear steel rims. The Ertl limited series badge is stamped into the frame. Some assembly is required. Tommy reserves the right to limit quantities, so they could be limited. So better order right away to make sure you get one if you want one. But everyone, that is going to wrap up this preview of the catalog. If you want to go check it out more in depth, head over to Ertl's website and go under the catalogs tab, and it'll be in there. It's in the 2025 section for now. I have to imagine it'll go in a 2026 page at some point. But right now it is in the 2025 section, so that's where you can find it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Also, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those down in the comment section below. I hope you guys all have a great day and enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.